Hey guys, so you may have recently seen that we ran a 7-day, 5-minute feel less shit challenge, where the idea was that people could think of something with our suggestion and support that they can do in no more than 5 minutes that will make them feel a bit better. So it wasn't about getting in the best shape ever, about feeling ecstatic, about setting personal bests. It was just about a bit of an improvement. So if we rated our mood a 4 out of 10 at the start of the week and rated it a 5 out of 10 at the end of the week, it was worthwhile. It was a big return on investment for no more than 35 minutes work out of 10,080 in the week. And as part of that, we had a daily check-in. A post went in the group every night at 9 o'clock where people commented if they'd done their thing or not. And ultimately what they really only agreed to do was to let me know, to stay engaged, to respond. If they'd not done it, they could just have the integrity to comment on that post and say, no, they promised engagement. And that degree of accountability works really well. And a lot of people, after the end of a challenge like that, ask for a continuation of that. They say, can you check in with me every day? Or could we do something like that going forward? And of course, we could. That is something that I can do. But I think perhaps the question that needs to be asked is, if we need to be checked in with every day, if we need that level of accountability, isn't that just something we really don't want to do? Ultimately, stuff that we want to do or choose to want to do, we do. Maybe not all the time, but we get it done. I find from my experience of nearly 20 years of doing this that an amount of accountability is great. So as part of the main Rise Together program, we have a weekly check-in. We help people set goals for the week specific to their situation at that point, and then we check in with them that they've done them. And that works really well. But if I was having to PM someone every single night or tag them in a post every single day to check they'd done something and then to chase them up for not doing it, I think that's very much something they just don't want to do. So one of the few things will happen there. Probably they'll just stop engaging. They'll think that I'm hassling them and they'll get annoyed by it and just kind of go a bit head in the sand, and a few months later we realize they've not done it for ages. Or hopefully we can challenge and change the way we perceive that thing. We can change it from being something that we need to be held accountable for because we're not doing it, to something that we want to do an amount of the time because of the benefits it brings. We can choose to frame it as a method, a technique, an approach to get what we desire. More energy, feeling better, better sleep, improved sex life, longer term, living longer, having less aches and pains and injuries as we age, all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, I think if we need to be held accountable every day, essentially for the rest of our lives, we're definitely framing it as something we just don't want to do. And that's not a long-term answer.